The fact they didn't was something they didn't need to know. Light spilled through the window, partially obscured by the boxes, glinting from the man's expensive-looking cufflinks. Harley carefully sat in the chair, instantly annoyed as the backrest fell backwards. "Sorry about that," Andrew said. "I'm waiting on a replacement. Delivery companies, hey?" It was a lie, which Harley didn't seem convinced by. He certainly didn't respond to Andrew's light-hearted chuckle. "I'm not sure this is what I expected," Harley said. His voice was full of authority, the type of terrifying tone that made Andrew think of teachers and parents, or worse, his former father-in-law. "I can assure you I run a very professional service," Andrew said, only half believing his words. He swivelled slightly in his chair, wondering if the big daddy would impress his prospective client. If it did, then the man hid it well. "I've never come to a private investigator before. I found you in the phone book. I think I was expecting some sort of ex-policeman around my age." Andrew had forgotten about the phone book advert, as he had been focusing mainly on internet advertising. "I offer the highest class of service." The investigator tried to look confident as Harley again scanned him up and down. "How old are you?" 34, Andrew replied without thinking. Harley was squinting slightly, apparently wondering what to ask next. "It might be better that you're younger." Andrew sat up straight, thinking he might be onto something. "How can I help you?" The man ignored his question. "Are you married? Kids?" It wasn't the response Andrew expected, but given the man's resonating tone, he felt obliged to answer. "I was married. I'm not any longer. I don't have children." Andrew watched Harley repeat the examination. He was beginning to grow more and more uneasy under the older man's gaze. The suit he was wearing was a little tight, and compared to the quality of the garment the man in front of him was wearing, it felt insufficient for the air of professionalism he was trying to portray. "Did you leave her or the other way around?" Harley's query was as direct as before. "I'm sorry, Andrew was stammering, uncomfortable with the question. Harley fired straight back. "I know it's not my business, but I like to work with certain types of people, Mr. Hunter. I have a very important job and I'll pay you very well." Andrew paused for a moment. He dropped any pretense of being someone he wasn't and leant forward in his seat, allowing himself to slump. "She left me." It wasn't as simple as that, Andrew added, keen to justify himself. "We were very different. She has a very rich family while I don't. Her dad never liked me. Her mum did, but, well, that didn't really matter. In the end, when we were thinking about kids, it fell apart. So her father didn't approve." Andrew thought he sensed a flicker of sympathy in the man's voice, but he wasn't sure. "No." Harley nodded slowly, scratching his chin. "We're hard people to please when it comes to our little girls. You'll learn that if you have children." Andrew said nothing, but held the man's gaze until Harley clapped his hands together loudly. For the first time, Andrew noticed how big they were. He'd felt his hand being squeezed when they shook hands, but hadn't noticed how brutish they now seemed. The clap echoed around the room. "I think you might be exactly who I'm looking for, Mr. Hunter." Andrew nodded. "So, how can I help you?" Harley smiled and shook his head gently. "First, tell me how you came to do this. Are you ex-police? Marines?" Andrew snorted before he could stop himself. Just thinking of the Marines' training he had seen on television made him feel slightly sick. His idea of exercise was the walk it took to climb the stairs to his office each morning. His slightly overweight physique was certainly not the type to be accepted into the Navy. He wouldn't describe himself as fat, but he had noticed his suit clinging to his thighs in recent weeks. The football he used to play as a teenager seemed increasingly as if it was something from another life. Harley was sitting impatiently with his legs crossed and fingers interlocked, waiting for a reply. "I have a degree in criminology," Andrew said. The older man nodded. "But why are you doing this? Why aren't you off with the police or MI5 or something?" Andrew didn't know why he continued to entertain Harley's questions. It wasn't because